Hello everyone, I got an interesting review for you guys today, and this inflatable is the brand new 13.5 foot wide inflatable dragon that's being sold at Sam's Club. This is made by Gemmy, of course, and this one came from their website. I did not get this in store. I don't believe they'll get it in store, but I'm not 100% sure about that, so for now I'm just going to say it's online only. Now, I just got this thing in the mail, and it came on a Sunday, surprisingly. Mail normally doesn't show up on Sundays. But I just got this bad boy in the mail. He's being sold for $199.98 or $200. So I haven't opened it. I only cut the tape on this, so I'm very excited to see this thing in person. Now for this design of the dragon, I'm surprised that it's not being sold at BJ's. This screams a dragon inflatable that would be sold in BJ's, because BJ's is usually the store that sells these big dragons that Gemmy makes, but BJ's did not choose this dragon this year, and instead Sam's Club got it, which is pretty cool. Now, it has 4 stakes, and it has 2 curly stakes, so it has tether attachments on the back of its feet to stake it down. It needs that. Now, the thing that really interests me is that they actually bothered to put cardboard edging on the inside of the box. I'm not really sure why they did that. It's a nice addition, but I don't think it was really necessary. That's just me, though. We're going to put these aside for now. Hold on a sec. Alright, I put them aside, so let's get on to the actual inflatable. Now, this inflatable, it's supposed to be mostly metallic. It's got metallic all over the body, and what's interesting about this particular dragon that makes it different from the others is that this is the first dragon to actually have the microlight LEDs, and it has them in the wings. It has a large strip of green LEDs for each wing with little LEDs. So yeah. So the wings splash with the microlights technology, and the head turns, which is pretty cool. So, I believe this has a 125 tornado fan. Now, one thing I really like about this is that it doesn't have standard black fabric. It's got the fabric of the Lowe's 2019 Fuzzy Nutcracker. It's got that on the black part, which I really love about it. So it doesn't have just the standard black fabric. It has this. And then for the metallic, which it doesn't really have like true metallic. It's got the regular fabric with the polka dot, with the spots on it for metallic. The only part that's actually metallic is his horns. But I kind of wish the orange was that metallic. But at least it has metallic. So I'm not entirely complaining about this. So this is the only part of the dragon that actually has regular black fabric. The rest of it's all of this, pretty much. So yeah, I believe this has a 125 tornado fan. It's got 2 zippers. It's got one on the base, and it has one on his thing. I can't even tell if it's a 125 or not, but I'm pretty sure it is. So that's the box. Once again, I'm going to quit talking for a little bit and just cut to the chase with this inflatable. So I'm going to plug it in and show you guys it inflated. Alrighty, so here it is. It looks really good. Now, I'm not going to try and make this review too long, because it's a little bit breezy out, and I don't want it to fall over during the video. So here's what the dragon does. You can see that the lights have a green strip of flashing LEDs on each wing, and that makes the wings light up, and the head turns, which is pretty neat. So it is more 13 foot wide. Where they measured it from that wing there all the way to the tip of the tail, and that's what makes it 13.5 foot wide. It's not 13.5 foot tall for those who thought it was 13.5 foot tall. It's more like 9.5 foot tall, I want to say. It's definitely over 9 foot tall, but it's more like 9.5 foot tall and 13.5 foot wide. So yeah. So here's an up close look of it. As you can see, the head turns, and it's got a few lights. The main feature on this is the Fire and Ice projection in the stomach. As you can see, it has it there. It has the Fire and Ice kaleidoscope projector. And then you can see it's on the back. Now, it obviously has more than just the kaleidoscope, of course. It's got the LED strip, like I said it does, but it has more lights to it. It has a C7 in the head. It's got a C7 in the neck. And it's got a C7 in the skull. Now, in this one, it's kind of wacky. The light keeps wanting to come out of the skull. It's not actually tethered in the skull. Like, it's not actually attached to the skull itself, which is weird. But it does have a light in the skull. And it also has, which I really like, one bonus C7 next to the Fire and Ice projector. So, I think the reason they did that was so that it can have a spare light if this projector comes out. Because if this projector blows out, it's literally impossible to fix it. Like, you have to take the zip tie out, and it's with a whole bunch of LEDs, and it's very tough to replace the kaleidoscope if it blows out, in this case the Fire and Ice projector. So, the fact that they put a C7 right there makes me really happy about this dragon. I'm very, very happy that they did that. So this thing has 4 C7s, but there was one light I didn't mention, and it's this light here, because they actually put an LED in that mouth instead of a C7, which makes his mouth light up, which is really, really cool. And it actually looks really good in person too. So with the wings, they also put a different fabric on it. It doesn't have the thick, glossy black. It's not really glossy, but you know what I mean. It just has the black of polka dots on it, which I'm not really a fan of. But I think the reason they did that was because in the dark, and they made it easier for you to see the LEDs. And the wind's blowing this thing over, which is not very good, but that's what I was trying to say. I don't want the wind to blow this thing over, so that's why I gotta make this review quick. So, there's the fan. The fan's located down here. Here's another view of the dragon himself. As you can see, he does resemble the BJ's 2018 dragon they had that year. He's very similarly designed to that, but this one's a bit bigger. And if you put the two side by side, I would pick this way more than the 2018 BJ's one because of the fan, and I like how it looks in person. It looks really nice. And for the tether attachments, it has one on each side of the dragon, which you can't see because it's getting dark out, and then it has one on each side of his back feet. Doesn't have any on the tail, which is kind of unfortunate, but that's just what they did with this thing. So yeah, this guy inflates really good, and I'm very happy with that, and he'll last a long time. As you can see, the light popped out of the skull on his back and his foot, but they kind of, I don't think they made the light string a little long enough to go into the skull on mine, so yeah, I can fix that though. You can see it shines his foot up. Yeah, for whatever reason, they didn't make his light string long enough to go in the skull. On this one at least. I don't know about the others. Yeah, I think the way it has to be displayed is like having it in the foot and partially in the skull too. I'm not overly complaining about it much because you can still see the light in the skull. So, yeah. Overall, I think this is probably one of the best dragons that was made and that has been made so far, in my opinion, because this guy looks really cool. Now, he isn't necessarily the biggest thing in the world. We have seen dragons that are bigger, like the 2015 and 2016 BJ's 13-footer dragons, because they're like 11 foot tall and they're 13 foot wide, pretty much almost as wide as this. But yeah, now with those two, my favorite dragon's actually the 2015 13-footer. But honestly, I would say that this would be a close second. This would probably be second in my opinion to like one of the best dragons Gemmy has ever made, which coming from me is a pretty impressive statement. It really is. Now, I wasn't necessarily a fan of the microlight LEDs, but I'm very happy that they at least tried to make the wings light up, because with all the dragon inflatables, their wings never light up, and they never bothered to put any C7s in the wings either. So the fact that they even did this, huge plus in my opinion, huge plus. But yeah, so I know that Rob, aka Making Spirits Bright, wasn't like overly thrilled with this inflatable, but he doesn't like. I don't think like he appreciates them as much as I do. So the fact that this thing is only 200 alone, I honestly think that for what they did with this guy, I think he's definitely worth the 200. Now, in perfect world, I wouldn't necessarily think that 200 would be the perfect price for him, maybe a little cheaper. But that's mainly because people don't make that much money, and they don't want to pay a shit ton for these things. So that's why people prefer them to be cheaper if possible while having good quality. But the price on this is honestly perfect, and he's going to fall over again, as you can see. There he goes. But yeah, he is a tad bit top heavy if you don't stake him down. But that's only if the wind blows him over. And at the time of this video, the wind was picking up around here. So yeah, he doesn't have a tether attachment in the skull, which is weird. But other than that, this guy is pretty much almost a perfect dragon inflatable. So yeah, that's pretty much it for my review. I really like it. And yeah, I really enjoy this dragon. So that's pretty much it for this new dragon. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching, and bye, I guess. Stay tuned for more reviews too, because I still am going to make more reviews on new inflatables. So yeah, that's the dragon.